Spoilers ahead. Watch out, and take care. The movie begins with Jung-Hyun, a boy who has just moved with his mother and sister, Chanmi, from a small village to the city. They both start their first day at new schools, Jung-Hyun at an all-boys school, and Chanmi at an all-girls school. At Jung-Hyun's school, Jin-su, a quiet student, is bullied by a group, led by Ki-tae. When Jin-su refuses to give them his money, they take it by force, and hit him. Jung-Hyun witnesses this, but doesn't intervene, and leaves. In class, he sits next to Jin-su. During break, Ki-tae threatens Jin-su for reporting him, although Jin-su wasn't the one who reported him. Jung-Hyun gives Ki-tae a stern look, which annoys Ki-tae. Ki-tae warns Jung-Hyun to stay away, if he wants to stay safe. Jung-Hyun just smiles. After Ki-tae and his gang leave, Jin-su warns Jung-Hyun to be careful around Ki-tae. Jung-Hyun is surprised to hear Ki-tae's name, as it reminds him of a childhood friend from his old school. Later, he stumbles upon a boxing gym, and decides to try it out. The owner initially scolds him for using the equipment without permission, but when he expresses his desire to join, the owner agrees to let him start immediately. At night, he grows worried when Chanmi doesn't come home, and calls her. She refuses to leave the karaoke club, where she's with her boyfriend. Annoyed, he goes out to find her. On his way, he runs into Ki-tae and his friends. When Ki-tae learns his name, he recognizes him as his childhood friend. Ki-tae invites Jung-Hyun for a drink to catch up, and talks about Jung-Hyun's deceased father. After reminiscing about their childhood, Jung-Hyun says he has to leave. He then finds Chanmi enjoying herself, with her boyfriend, and takes her home. She is angry, and accuses him of being too strict. The next day, he invites Jin-su over, to help him with math homework. He struggles with Jin-su's explanations, and gets hungry, so he invites Jin-su to eat noodles. While they eat, Jin-su asks why Jung-Hyun is so determined to study math. He explains it's because his father wanted him to work hard. From here on, they become close friends. Meanwhile, Ki-tae and his gang are partying at a karaoke bar, when a group of third-year students, led by the bald Chun-gil, arrives and causes trouble. Ki-tae and his friends can only watch, as they are intimidated by the group. At the boxing gym, Jung-Hyun feels envious of another student, who trains alone with the coach. Despite this, he practices on his own, mimicking the moves he's seen. The next day, Ki-tae's gang bullies Jin-su again. Jung-Hyun intervenes, and fights the bullies, defeating them easily. Ki-tae is surprised by his fighting skills, and warns him not to interfere with the gang, or he will never feel safe at school. After Ki-tae leaves, a student named Seung-Yong praises him, for standing up to the gang. Ki-tae is upset over this with his gang. One of his friends suggests they should retaliate, to restore their honor, but he hesitates, not wanting to act impulsively. On his way home, Seung-Yong introduces Jung-Hyun to his friend Hak-soo. Hak-soo is impressed by Jung-Hyun's martial arts skills, and bravery. The three of them go to a food stall for lunch, where Seung-Yong and Hak-soo reveal their dislike for Ki-tae, due to his bullying. After lunch, Jung-Hyun takes Seung-Yong and Hak-soo to the gym. He admits he is afraid of Ki-tae, because of his past as a bully. They reassure him that he is strong, and can handle Ki-tae. Chun-gil, a senior student, recently beat up Ki-tae's gang, for not paying him enough money. Ki-tae explains someone reported their activities to the school board, and advises caution, but Chun-gil doesn't care. At home, Jung-Hyun visits his mother's shop, and sees her being harassed by customers. Though he wants to fight them, he remembers his promise to his mother, and decides against it. Instead, he vents his frustration practicing boxing at the gym. Later, he sees Ki-tae's girlfriend, Hae-jin, being harassed by a senior, in front of a motel. He chooses not to intervene, and walks away. Hae-jin later approaches him, asking why he didn't help, but he remains silent, and continues home. On his way back, he sees a boy yelling at his sister, Chanmi. He punches the boy, only to be scolded by her, for hurting her boyfriend. Meanwhile, Ki-tae's gang continues to bully, this time forcing a victim to steal money from his mother, to give to them. Seung-Yong and Hak-soo invite Jung-Hyun to skip class, and smoke cigarettes in the school's backyard. While they smoke, Jung-Hyun asks about Jung, from Yongjin High School. Seung-Yong explains that Jung is known for being a violent bully. Jung-Hyun reveals that Jung is his sister's boyfriend, and that he fought with him the night before, for hurting his sister. Seung-Hyun and Hak-soo are impressed by his bravery. After school, Hae-jin asks Jung-Hyun to go home with her, and meet her friend, but he is not interested. They run into Ki-tae and gang, and Ki-tae kisses Hae-jin in front of Jung-Hyun, to show he's her boyfriend. Yong-Hoo doesn't care, and walks away. The next day, Ki-tae gives the stolen money to Chun-gil, who warns him to be careful of a senior named Sang-ki. On his way home, Yong-Hoo is attacked by students from Yongjin High School, seeking revenge for his earlier fight with Young. Outnumbered, he is overwhelmed, until Sang-hoon and Hak-soo arrive to help, and they win the fight. Since the fight, Yong-Hoo has been training intensely in boxing, to become stronger. One day, after school, he and his friends buy snacks at a convenience store. Ki-tae and his gang confront them, with Ki-tae expressing frustration about Yong-Hoo's bravery. Sang-hoon tries to stand up to him, but is hit with a drink can. To avoid further conflict, Yong-Hoo tells his friends to leave. He and his friends discuss how to handle Ki-tae. Hak-soo urges him to attack, but he remains quiet, and says goodbye. On his way home, he meets Hae-jin again, who invites him to dinner. After dinner, she kisses him, and says she likes him, leaving him stunned. Back at his mother's shop, he sees her being harassed again. This time, he loses his temper, and violently beats the harasser after he leaves. The next day, Sang-hoon and Hak-soo recklessly challenge Ki-tae and gang to a fight. Before the fight starts, Ki-tae receives a call from Hae-jin, breaking up with him. Upset, he takes his anger out on them, severely injuring them. Yong-Hoo finds out what happened, and learns that Hak-soo thinks Yong-Hoo is afraid of Ki-tae, for not fighting back. Elsewhere, Ki-tae's gang attacks Jin-su again, leaving him hospitalized with serious injuries. They all visit Jin-su in the hospital. Despite his injuries, Jin-su remains positive. Yong-Hoo's anger at Ki-tae's behavior grows. Sang-hoon invites him to join them, in seeking revenge against Ki-tae. He and his friends prepare to confront Ki-tae and gang at their hangout spot. And they confront, leading to a fierce battle. In the end, Yong-Hoo and his friends defeat them. After this, Sang-ki's gang starts hunting Yong-Hoo and his friends, but they are no longer afraid, and are ready to face any challenges. Chun-gil, furious over Ki-tae's defeat, sends his men to search for Yong-Hoo in class, but none of his classmates give him away. He is relaxing with Sang-hoon and Hak-soo, when Jin-su warns him about Chun-gil's search. They go to confront Chun-gil, but are called in by their teacher, who warns them not to repeat their behavior, or risk expulsion. Despite Ki-tae's defeat, bullying continues. Chun-gil, rumored to be arrested, hands over leadership to Seung-tae, who punishes Ki-tae's gang for their defeat, and is upset they didn't come to school. Seung-tae invites Yong-Hoo to the rooftop during break time, and offers him a place in his gang. He refuses, leading to further tension. He and his friends discuss how to handle the offer in the school cafeteria, and decide not to join his gang. After school, Yong-Hoo trains at the boxing gym, to relieve stress. On his way home, he ignores a schoolgirl, who shows interest in him. At a billiard club, Chang-ho gets into a fight with high school students. Seung-tae's gang, finding their boys beaten up by Chang-ho, attacks him in retaliation. A new student, Dae-chun, bumps into Hak-soo, but doesn't apologize, angering Hak-soo. Yong-Hoo intervenes to stop them from fighting. One night, Min-jung scams a man, and when he chases her, Yong-Hoo steps in to protect her. Min-jung thanks him, and tells him to be more careful. The next day, Min-jung tells her friends about Yong-Hoo, and asks him out on a date. Yong-Hoo, unsure of how to react, agrees to be her boyfriend. They date, and Chanmi discovers this, teasing him about his first relationship. The next day, Seung-tae's gang demand money from Jong-ho. Dae-chun arrives and tries to stop them, but Seung-tae's gang attacks him. To their surprise, Dae-chun is a skilled fighter, and defeats the boys. Seung-tae is furious, and plans to seek revenge. Yong-Hoo and his friends are hanging out at a diner, when Sang-hoon suggests starting an anti-bully club, to help weaker students. Yong-Hoo agrees to the idea. Seung-tae goes to Jong-ho, to find out who helped Dae-chun. When Dae-chun arrives, Seung-tae recognizes him as an old friend, who used to be in his gang. They had fallen out after an incident, where Dae-chun was left behind and arrested, during a gang fight. After school, Yong-Hoo and Jin-su practice boxing. Dae-chun joins them, and Seung-tae's gang notice their growing friendship, fearing they will become a powerful duo. While Yong-Hoo and his friends are at a karaoke bar, with Min-jung and Dae-chun, Dae-chun leaves early. Sang-hoon and his friends see Seung-tae's gang following Dae-chun, and secretly follow them out of concern. Seung-tae attacks Dae-chun, who initially fights back, but is overwhelmed when the gang attacks him all at once. Sang-hoon and his friends arrive to help, but are outnumbered, and lose the fight. Jin-su escapes and informs Yong-Hoo, who rushes to help. He defeats the gang, making him and his friends the new rulers of their school. They take control of the rooftop, which had been Seung-Tae's territory. Finally, Seung-Tae is scolded by a higher authority, revealing he is not the top gang leader, someone more powerful oversees him. The end. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you'd like to see more videos like this. Turn on the notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out.